Before Roman Reigns joined WWE, he was arrested for public intoxication, and he ended up having to pay a $500 fine. His mugshot reveals a very different looking Roman Reigns. Pictures suggest that at this time, the Roman was going through a rough patch in his life, but luckily a few months after this mugshot was taken, Roman was signed by WWE. A few years before joining WWE, Charlotte Flair was involved in a domestic incident with her ex-husband and her father, Ric Flair, in 2008. There was allegedly an argument between Ric, Charlotte, and her then-husband, which then led to a physical altercation. When police showed up, Charlotte kicked a police officer. Charlotte was arrested and was originally sentenced to 45 days in prison, but later, her sentence was reduced to probation and a $200 fine. Big Show was arrested in 1998 after allegedly exposing himself to a female hotel clerk, but there ended up being no evidence and charges were dropped. Matt and Jeff Hardy have been arrested multiple times. Jeff Hardy was arrested after being caught illegally possessing steroids, prescription pills, and street drugs. Jeff ended up serving 10 days in jail. Matt Hardy was arrested for a DUI in 2011, and then he was arrested again, but this time for possession of steroids and illegal drugs. In 2014, Matt was involved in a domestic incident with his now wife, Rebby Hardy, and the two actually got restraining orders against each other, but they quickly dropped them and got back together. Chris Jericho, along with the Hurricane, Shane Helms, was arrested back in 2010. Jericho, Hurricane, and Matt Hardy were all in a taxi together, and they had been drinking, and for an unknown reason, they began to fight each other. Chris Jericho and the Hurricane were arrested for public intoxication. Jericho was not punished by WWE, but the Hurricane Shane Helms was, which eventually led to his WWE release. In 2014, Emma was arrested after she did not pay for an iPad case at Walmart when she was using the self-checkout machine. Emma ended up being released by WWE the same day of the arrest, but because of fan backlash, WWE re-signed her a few hours later. Emma ended up not being sentenced to jail and was ordered to perform community service. In 2011, Jimmy Uso was arrested in Tampa, Florida, after police saw him driving the wrong way on a one-way street. Jimmy Uso had a .18 blood alcohol level when he was arrested, which is double the legal limit in Florida. Bo Dallas has been arrested twice. He was arrested in 2012 after receiving a DUI, and then again in 2016, Bo Dallas was arrested again, but this time for public intoxication after being ejected from a flight. Brock Lesnar was arrested after he was allegedly caught with steroids. Police saw Brock Lesnar pick up some mail and thought the package looked suspicious, and they ended up pulling him over after he got in his car. Police opened up the package and thought it was steroids. Brock was released after tests confirmed that they were not steroids, but growth hormones. Growth hormones are not illegal as long as you have a prescription, but some sports do not allow their athletes to use them. Kurt Angle has been arrested 5 times in the past 10 years. In 2007, Angle was arrested for nearly hitting a person with his car and failing a sobriety test, but he was later cleared of all charges. In 2009, Kurt was arrested for stalking his ex-girlfriend, former TNA wrestler Raka Khan. Angle was also charged with driving with a suspended license and drug possession, but once again, charges were eventually dropped. In 2011 and 2013, Angle was arrested 3 different times for driving drunk, and he ended up paying nearly $2,000 in fines, which led to him entering rehab after the 2013 DUI.